This is now over 2 weeks for the shutdown, and the politics of the shutdown appear now to be trending in favor of Trump and the Democrats. Here is the statistician on CNN, Harry Enton, number 32.
That's exactly right. Turns out shutdowns are different the second time around when it comes to Donald Trump. Take a look here. You know, we speak about Donald Trump shutdowns, net approval rating. We're talking 20 days into it. In 2018/2019, Donald Trump's net approval rating was already falling. The shutdown was eating into his popular support. It was down 3 points already at this particular point and would fall considerably more. It was very much on the decline. You come over to this side of the screen, this shutdown hasn't eaten into Donald Trump's support at all. His net approval rating is actually up a point in terms of his popular support. So the bottom line is this. The first shutdown during Trump's first term, 2018-2019, was hurting Donald Trump. This one is not hurting him at all. There's no real reason Donald Trump might say, at least when it comes to popular support, I want to get out of this shutdown.
What about the question of blame?
Yeah, okay. What about the question of blame? Okay, you see here, you see Donald Trump's net approval rating was down 2018 to 2019. You talk about 2025 as net approval rating is up. It comes down to the blame game, a game I loved to play when I was younger. Blame Trump for the shutdown, a great deal. In 2018/2019, 61%, more than 3 in 5 Americans blame Trump a great deal for that particular shutdown. You come over to this side of the screen, look at this. It's a different world. It's a different world. 48% of Americans blame Trump a great deal for this particular shutdown. So it's more than 3 in 5 back in 2018/2019. It's less than half, a drop of 13 points. Again, it's no real wonder that Donald Trump, at this point, looking at the shutdown, says, you know what, it's not actually harming me politically, in large part because he's getting less of the blame.
And he's doing things differently during this shutdown.
Yes, exactly right. You know, we talk about Donald Trump and you say, okay, he wants to be a consequential, influential president. Well, if the legislative process is basically freezed up, you know, on Capitol Hill, you may say, well, then he can't actually get legislation through. But that's not how Trump is governing in this term. We've spoken about this over and over and over again. He's using his pen. He's using executive orders. Trump executive orders at this point of presidency. In 2017, it was just 50. Look at this, already 210 executive orders signed by Donald Trump during this presidency. That is the most in a year. You have to go all the way back since Franklin Delano Roosevelt to find a president who signed more executive orders in a year than Donald Trump has already signed this time around. And remember, John Berman, we still have 2 months to go in this year, so it wouldn't be surprising to me if he signs even more.
Yeah, it seems to be saying, Congress, you don't want to do something?
I'll do it.
I'll do it. Harriet, thank you very much.
And I bet you he ain't using an auto pen. Now listen to how ABC's Jonathan Karl asked this question. Number 34.
The Democrats did not vote for the clean funding bill. They have chosen to shut the government down, to fight for the health care and the other items you mentioned. But let me ask you, why, as this is going on, why is the House not in session?
Well, first of all, we're fighting for health care as well, not just in word, but in deed. We put it in the One Big Beautiful Bill, the Working Families Tax Cut, real reforms to Medicaid to make it work better, to preserve the program, because we had illegal aliens receiving benefits. We had young, able-bodied men who were not working. They don't have dependents. They were riding the wagon. We cleaned that up in our bill. In their counterproposal, what Chuck Schumer is arguing for is he wants to reverse those reforms, which would be a terrible policy decision for the people.
But I'm actually asking a different question.
Okay. Now, let's play that question again, and I'm going to stop after John Karl introduces the question, because this is important. Number 34.
The Democrats did not vote for the clean funding bill. They have chosen to shut the government down.
Okay, right there. Right. The Democrats did not vote for the clean funding bill. They have chosen to shut the government down. So here you have an ABC host, been there for a very long time, Jonathan Karl, conceding, admitting, explaining exactly what happened. The Democrats shut the government down. That explains the CNN poll you just now heard, where Harry Enton says that, unlike the first time, Trump is not being blamed for this, because it appears to be the case that people are recognizing what's going on. NBC played a clip of Tim Kaine, the former running mate of Hillary Clinton, back in 2019, saying he'd only discuss policy after the government is reopened. Number 30.
You know, Senator, back in 2019, you made a similar argument during that shutdown that Republicans are making now. Republicans at the time were asking for more funding for a border wall. You said, let's reopen the government first. I want to play a little bit of what you had to say.
We first should reopen government. Why punish people who are applying for food stamps because the president is having a temper tantrum? Open government first.
So, Senator, by your own logic, should Democrats not vote to reopen the government first and negotiate later?
Kristen, here's what's different now. The president told the Republicans to write this budget without any Democratic involvement.
What? You all voted against the Big Beautiful Bill Act. You all voted against it. There might have been one or two that voted for it. I can't remember. That's what's different? You repeatedly said, you meaning Democrats, I will only begin to negotiate on policy after the shutdown has ended. And now all of a sudden you're saying something very different, which is why the American people are not buying it. Bernie Sanders, I will not open the government in order to discuss policy. I won't do it. Number 21.
Senator, we're now on day 20 of the government shutdown. And the longer this goes on, it seems to play into the president's hands as he wants to continue firing federal workers, and he is defunding Democratic priorities and shrinking the government long term. Now, Majority Leader Thune has offered Democrats a vote to extend Obamacare subsidies if they just agree to end the shutdown. Are you on board with that just to get this over with?
No, because that would not get it over with. I want to see the shutdown ended tomorrow. Got a lot of good, decent, hardworking federal employees not getting their paychecks. That is not right.
So the Democrats want $1.5 trillion. They want to extend the Obamacare subsidy, something that even Jon Stewart admits only increases the cost of Obamacare. And they want to put back the funding that's been cut from NPR, PBS.
For full shows, live and on demand, it's Salem News Channel.